Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. And the topic of this 10-minute moan is a follow-up to the incident that happened at Glasgow Hospital where a man was arrested with a crossbow as he walked in to try and gain access to the building. Now the man was arrested, it was tail end of last week, I think it was Friday morning, early hours. It went a bit nuts in the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital in Glasgow, just about a mile and a half from where I am just now. And it was a bit mental, and I put out a video, stick it up here just now and you can see it again, where the armed police came. But apparently it since came to light that the security in the building themselves actually managed to get a hold of him and you know, stop the situation expanding. So we've now got the news telling us he's arrested. The newspapers today are telling us he's been arrested, and obviously the new thing is he's been charged. So that's the update. But here's a very strange thing that's actually not that strange when you consider what's happened in the United Kingdom as far as the media are concerned with reporting over the last year or so. They've not named him. All we know is he is a 29-year-old. Yeah, 29-year-old man was arrested in connection, well, an investigation began. And I find that most peculiar, because if that man's going to court and he's at court today, then any reporter worth their salt would have his name, because it's in the court rolls. However, when you look at the Glasgow Sheriff Court rolls for today, there's loads of names that are not Scottish, evidently not Scottish names, but they're unable to actually find out what one is the man who's been charged, allegedly gone in here with a crossbow. And when I say allegedly, that's because he's not been tried yet. So it's allegedly up until he pleads guilty or is found guilty in a court of law. And this narrative is peculiar because it seems to repeat itself quite a lot, especially over the last year, maybe 2 years, where sometimes people are named when they're charged and arrested, and sometimes they're not. And I would like somebody more intelligent than me to run a bit of data report on this and find out how many times the ones where we do get them named, well, the split between the amount of times named and not, that would be a good figure. But when they do name names, what percentage of them have got what you would term as indigenous names? You know, British names, Scottish names, Bobby McDonald, stuff like that, right? As opposed to Akbar Ali, Iqbal Stoner and stuff like that. So it would be quite good if somebody that's, you know, a wee bit more intelligent than me that could actually get that data. I know you'll never get it off our police forces, because they don't, do you know, they don't even, they say they don't record two things which are most peculiar: the gender of sexual assault victims and perpetrators, and also, which is even more bizarre, they don't record the religion, etc. of people, or ethnicity. Is it ethnicity or ethnicity? I don't know. But either of those. Or the religion, when people are charged with religious or sectarian or racist crimes. Now I think that's pretty bonkers, and I'll tell you why. If a Catholic shouted at a Protestant something about anti-Protestant or vice versa, you would kind of need to know what religion both parties were, or you couldn't class it as sectarian. And if a guy of colour was assaulted by a white guy, and it was going to be part of the charge sheet that it was aggravated by racism, then you would kind of need to know the ethnicity of the person, or how could you possibly charge them with sectarian aggravation or racist aggravation? But that's the society we live in, and it's as if some people somewhere, for some reason, don't want us to know who's committing crimes anymore. And I find this whole thing a bit mental. And we could sit here and debate why, but I kind of don't think we need to. I think it's very, very plainly obvious why all of a sudden we don't name criminals and we don't keep records of the ethnicity of people who are committing sexual crimes or the ethnicity stroke religion of people committing racist stroke sectarian crimes. And it's absolutely mental. So anyway, this guy, 29-year-old, was arrested in connection while the investigation began. That was because they had already held him before the police got there. A man has been charged with entering a Glasgow hospital carrying a crossbow. The terrifying incident unfolded at the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital at 6:30 on Friday, I guess was correct. Police, including firearms officers, raced to the scene. The incident took place in the hotel's atrium, which was briefly sealed off as it was dealt with. The weapon was not discharged and no injuries were reported. The 29-year-old man was arrested in connection while an investigation began. Staying up to date with events around the world can be difficult, where it's impossible to consult a single source for the full story. Narratives that shape public opinion often just reinforce media and corporate-backed vested interests. It's hard to know what information to trust. See what the media is exaggerating, sensationalising, over or under reporting. That's why I've been using Ground News. Ground News is an app and website that combines news from around the world in one place so you can compare coverage. For every news source, you can see if it has any political bias, how reliable the reporting is, and who owns them. They even have a blind spot feed that highlights news disproportionately covered by one side of the political spectrum. Take a data-driven view on the news and stay current. Get news from thousands of sources worldwide in one place. I've been using Ground News to help me get all the world's news in one place and give a more balanced opinion on what we read and viewing who is telling us the truth and who isn't. Subscribe via my link to get 40% off the Vantage subscription. It's the one I use to get unlimited access to every feature. Your subscription can not only help my channel but also help Ground News as it makes the media landscape more transparent. This is another thing that's a bit of a sort of modern phenomena. No injuries were reported. See, if this was 50 years ago, there would definitely have been an injury reported, and it would have been the guy with the crossbow, because the security staff apparently dealt with it before the coppers got there, and in the good old bad old days, somebody would have took their boot right off his jaw, right? Things have changed. Police have now confirmed he's been charged and is due to appear at the Glasgow Sheriff Court on Monday, today. No updates, and it's 5:40 just now, right? Health Board, NHS, Greater Glasgow and Clyde said the security team handled the incident before the officers arrived. Dr Zabir Ahmed, the Scottish Labour MP for Glasgow South West, who is also an NHS transplant surgeon, shared his reaction to the situation in social media. He wrote, "I was upset to learn of the incident at the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital this morning and the distress that it has caused to my colleagues and constituents. I have been reassured by the police that the situation has been dealt with and there is no ongoing risk to public or patients. My sincere thanks to the local staff and emergency responders for their swift and professional response." There you go. And the police, all they've said is a 29-year-old man has been arrested and charged following a report of a person entering the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital in Glasgow with a crossbow. The incident happened at 6:30 on Friday, 23rd of May. The man is due to appear in court Monday, the 26th of May, today. No news. But if I get any updates, I'll report it. So if you want to see this video shown to more people, help me by doing any of the three things. Tick the like button, put your comments below and hit share. That would be fantastic. And if you've not already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. But most important of all, unless you're the type of person that walks into the atrium of my local hospital with a crossbow, then not you, but everyone else, have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.